Gratitude, appreciation, and reverence as transformative practices. The master gardener finds wonder in the commonest weed, recognizing that every plant contains mysteries worthy of lifelong study. When appreciation becomes a way of seeing, even ordinary soil reveals its miraculous nature to eyes trained to perceive beauty everywhere. Having learned to find beauty within imperfection through wabi-sabi acceptance, you now approach the cultivation of a consciousness so fundamentally transformed that wonder and gratitude become your natural way of seeing rather than occasional practices requiring effort. This represents the flowering of all your previous contentment cultivation. Love's foundation, contentment's stability, emotional weather navigation, and acceptance of imperfection into systematic recognition of the extraordinary nature hidden within ordinary experience. In the monastery gardens of medieval Europe, Brother Lawrence discovered that washing dishes in the monastery kitchen could become as profound a spiritual practice as formal prayer can approach with complete attention and appreciation for the simple miracle of clean water, functional hands, and the privilege of serving community meals that nourished bodies and supported contemplative life. This humble monk recognized that appreciation represents far more than pleasant emotional response to favorable circumstances, instead functioning as transformative practice that reveals the extraordinary nature of existence, typically hidden beneath automatic efficiency and routine familiarity that prevent recognition of the profound mystery and interconnection underlying every ordinary moment. Brother Lawrence's kitchen enlightenment demonstrates how systematic appreciation practice transforms not just mood, but entire relationship with existence, shifting awareness from focus on what's missing toward recognition of the vast web of conditions and contributions that enable any moment of conscious experience. This shift creates appreciation consciousness, where default mental orientation emphasizes wonder at existence rather than complain about circumstances, gratitude for available life rather than anxiety about future security, and reverence for the mystery of being alive rather than taking consciousness for granted. The transformation from occasional gratitude to systematic appreciation consciousness represents one of the most powerful pathways to sustainable contentment because it shifts the fundamental lens through which life gets experienced, making ordinary moments sources of wonder rather than mere intervals between more important activities. This chapter explores appreciation as complete worldview transformation rather than mood management technique, reverence as pathway to transcendent connection within ordinary experience, and systematic practices that cultivate appreciation, consciousness as stable life orientation, rather than temporary emotional state requiring constant renewal through favorable circumstances. Advanced gratitude, beyond counting blessings. While traditional gratitude practices focus on identifying positive circumstances, advanced gratitude develops systematic approaches that find genuine thankfulness within the complete spectrum of life experience, including difficulties that provide growth opportunities and challenges that reveal inner strength. Gratitude for life's complete curriculum. Advanced gratitude recognizes that difficulties often provide more profound growth than comfortable circumstances, enabling authentic thankfulness for challenges that initially seemed entirely negative, but revealed hidden benefits, including increased resilience, deeper empathy, and stronger relationships forged through mutual support. Connecting to your journey, this builds directly on the emotional weather navigation you learned in Chapter 23. Rather than being grateful only when storms pass, you learn to appreciate how each type of weather contributes to the garden's overall character development. The person experiencing job loss may initially feel only anxiety, but advanced gratitude practice reveals appreciation for career reflection opportunities, visible relationship support during crisis, personal strength discovered through challenge navigation, and life priority clarification that might not have occurred without employment disruption. Gratitude for personal limitations and growth edges. Gratitude for personal limitations and mistakes involves appreciating how individual weaknesses and errors contribute to humility, empathy, learning, and authentic self-knowledge that perfect competence could not provide, enabling thankfulness for human imperfection as source of wisdom and connection, rather than failure requiring constant correction. Integration with wabi-sabi. This practice deepens the acceptance work from Chapter 23 transforming tolerance of imperfection into active appreciation for how limitations contribute to authentic character development and genuine human connection. Your struggles with time management might teach patience and help you empathize with others facing similar challenges. Your tendency toward anxiety might develop your capacity for compassion toward fellow warriors while motivating you to learn calming practices that benefit not just yourself, but others you can support. Practical implementation. Weekly reflection on how current challenges are contributing to character development. Appreciation for personality traits you typically criticize in yourself. Recognition of how your weaknesses create opportunities for authentic connection with others. Gratitude for the humility and empathy that imperfection cultivates. Intrinsic value recognition, beyond personal benefit. Mature appreciation. Consciousness recognizes value, beauty, and significance that exist independently of personal benefit or convenience. Developing aesthetic and spiritual sensitivity that appreciates excellence, beauty, and mystery for their inherent worth, rather than utilitarian function or individual advantage. This intrinsic appreciation creates profound shift from consumer consciousness that evaluates everything for personal benefit toward reverent consciousness that recognizes inherent worth in natural processes, human creativity, and existence itself that transcends individual needs while enhancing rather than competing with practical engagement with daily responsibilities. Beauty without benefit. Wonder cultivation involves systematic development of fascination and curiosity about existence, including natural processes, human consciousness, creative capacity, and the mystery of existence itself that enables conscious experience and aesthetic response rather than mere biological survival. Daily practice examples. Appreciating a stranger's skillful work that provides no personal benefit. Watching a construction worker's competent technique. Noticing a store clerk's patient customer service. Finding beauty in natural phenomena you encounter casually, cloud formations, bird flight patterns, plant growth. Recognizing excellence in fields completely unrelated to your interests, appreciating athletic ability when you're not sports-oriented, architectural beauty when you're not a designer. Existential wonder appreciates the remarkable fact that anything exists at all rather than nothing. That consciousness enables subjective experience rather than mere biological functioning, and that universe conditions enable life development rather than remaining sterile cosmic space. Anonymous excellence recognition. Developing appreciation for anonymous excellence involves noticing and appreciating skilled work, thoughtful service, or competent performance that occurs without recognition. Developing respect for ordinary excellence that supports community life without seeking acknowledgement. Practical applications. Appreciating infrastructure maintained by people you'll never meet. Roads, utilities, public safety systems. Recognizing the skill in everyday services, food preparation, building maintenance, transportation systems. Noticing excellent parenting by strangers in public spaces. Appreciating cultural contributions, public art, music, literature, created by people expressing love of beauty. This practice counteracts the cultural tendency to only notice and appreciate what directly benefits us, developing a more generous and accurate perception of how much excellent work and thoughtful service exists in ordinary life. Reverence in sacred ordinary, connecting with mystery. Reverence represents the deepest form of appreciation that emerges when awareness recognizes the profound mystery and interconnection underlying ordinary existence, creating attitudes of respect and wonder toward life, processes that exceed human understanding, while remaining accessible through present moment attention and appreciation practice. This reverent awareness doesn't require religious belief or supernatural explanation, but rather develops through recognizing the vast complexity and mystery inherent in natural processes, consciousness in existence itself that scientific understanding enhances rather than eliminates through revealing increasingly sophisticated appreciation for natural process intricacy. Life process appreciation, daily body wonder practice. Spend time appreciating the biological processes occurring within your body, including breathing, circulation, and neural activity, developing reverence for natural intelligence and coordination that maintains life without conscious control. Consider that your heart beats approximately 100,000 times per day without your conscious direction. Your immune system identifies and responds to countless potential threats automatically, and your brain processes millions of sensory inputs while maintaining consciousness, all through processes that remain deeply mysterious despite scientific advancement. Consciousness mystery, contemplation. Regular contemplation of consciousness itself as remarkable phenomenon. The fact that you experience subjective awareness, can reflect on your own thinking, and have aesthetic and emotional responses to existence rather than simply processing information like sophisticated computers. Sacred ordinary recognition. Transform routine activities into appreciation practices through present moment attention and recognition of natural processes, human cooperation, and cultural development that enable ordinary life engagement. Mindful daily activities. Food preparation. Recognizing the sun, soil, rain, and human labor that produced your ingredients. The cultural knowledge that created recipes. The global cooperation that made diverse foods available. Technology use. Appreciating the centuries of human innovation that enable instant global communication. The materials gathered from around the world that create electronic devices. The infrastructure enabling connectivity. Transportation. Recognizing the engineering marvels that enable safe travel. The social cooperation that maintains traffic systems. The fuel sources and manufacturing that create vehicles. Intergenerational connection practice. Conscious appreciation for ancestral contributions that enabled current life conditions, while considering responsibility for future generation well-being through current choices and cultural participation. Appreciate that countless generations of humans developed language, preserved knowledge, created tools and technologies, and maintain cultural traditions that enable your current life possibilities. Consider how your choices and contributions will affect conditions for generations not yet born. Practical applications. Before meals, briefly appreciating the chain of human effort that brought food to your table. While using any technology, recognizing the cumulative human innovation it represents. In educational or cultural settings, appreciating the knowledge preservation that makes learning possible. When making significant decisions, considering their impact on future generations. Systematic practices for worldview transformation. Daily appreciation structure. Morning foundation. 5 minutes, 1 minutes. Appreciation for consciousness and physical capacity. Recognition of basic resources and relationship support. Acknowledgement of the day's opportunities for meaning-making. Midday pause, 2 minutes. One specific appreciation from the morning. Recognition of others' contributions, supporting your day. Brief environmental appreciation. Evening integration, 5 minutes. 3 specific appreciations, including 1 ordinary moment. Recognition of challenges that contributed to growth. Appreciation for relationships and your contributions to others. Weekly expansion. Practice community connection. Appreciate human cooperation, enabling community life, public services, infrastructure maintenance, volunteer efforts. Cultural appreciation. Engage with human creative expression, libraries, museums, art, while considering the life experience and skill that created them. Natural process wonder. Observe weather patterns, ecological relationships, or astronomical phenomena with curiosity and appreciation. Monthly appreciation assessment and development practice. Effectiveness evaluation. Has appreciation consciousness become more natural and automatic during ordinary activities? Are complaint and criticism patterns decreasing without forced positivity? Do ordinary experiences provide more satisfaction and meaning than previously? Is gratitude accessible during challenging circumstances as well as favorable ones? Appreciation challenge areas. Identify areas where appreciation remains difficult and develop specific practices. Difficult relationships. Practice finding authentic appreciation for challenging people's positive qualities or growth edges. Frustrating circumstances. Develop capacity to appreciate growth opportunities within obstacles. Mundane activities. Transform routine tasks into appreciation opportunities through present moment awareness. Troubleshooting appreciation obstacles. Appreciation feels forced or inauthentic when I'm struggling. True appreciation doesn't require feeling grateful for suffering itself, but rather recognizing that even during difficulties, some elements worthy of appreciation remain available. Your capacity to cope, support from others, basic life functions that continue operating, or the strength you discover through challenges. I worry that too much appreciation makes me complacent about problems that need solving. Appreciation consciousness enhances rather than replaces appropriate problem solving by providing emotional stability and clear thinking that improve practical response to difficulties. When you're not depleted by complaint and resentment, you have more energy for effective action. Gratitude practices feel repetitive and lose their impact over time. Move beyond listing the same appreciations toward curiosity and discovery. Actively look for new aspects of familiar experiences, deeper layers of ordinary phenomena, or previously unnoticed contributions from others. Appreciation becomes sustainable when approached as exploration rather than obligation. I feel guilty being appreciative when others are suffering. Personal appreciation creates emotional resilience that enables more effective support for others. When you're grounded in gratitude, you can respond to others' needs from stability rather than being overwhelmed by their difficulties, making your help more valuable and sustainable. Reverence and wonder seem irrelevant to practical daily life. Wonder and reverence provide the emotional and spiritual resources that make practical engagement more meaningful and sustainable. When daily activities are infused with appreciation for their deeper significance, routine work becomes more satisfying while maintaining full practical effectiveness. Building appreciation on your contentment foundation. The appreciation consciousness you're developing represents the natural flowering of your entire contentment journey. Love's Foundation, Chapter 21. Appreciation emerges naturally from loving awareness of life's gifts and connections. Contentment Stability, Chapter 22. Stable inner peace creates space for noticing beauty that anxiety and dissatisfaction obscure. Emotional weather skills. Chapter 23. Ability to work with difficult emotions prevents temporary challenges from blocking appreciation. Access. Acceptance practice. Chapter 24. Wabi-sabi acceptance reveals beauty within imperfection that perfectionism misses. Each practice supports the others, creating an integrated approach where appreciation becomes not another technique to practice, but the natural expression of consciousness rooted in love, stabilized through contentment, skilled in emotional navigation, and open through acceptance, preparing for dynamic integration. As appreciation consciousness stabilizes and becomes your natural way of seeing, you prepare for the final element of peaceful garden cultivation. Learning to maintain this inner harmony, not through static preservation, but through dynamic integration that adapts to changing life circumstances while preserving essential qualities. In our next chapter, we will explore how established love, contentment, emotional skill, acceptance, and appreciation create the foundation for sustainable harmony that flexibly responds to life's changes while maintaining the core peace that enables both individual authenticity and generous community engagement. Your appreciation consciousness becomes the lens through which dynamic harmony operates, seeing beauty in change itself, finding meaning in adaptation, and recognizing the wisdom that emerges when inner peace expresses itself fluidly through whatever circumstances life provides for continued growth and service. The master gardener appreciates not only the perfect bloom, but the entire cycle of growth, flowering, seed production, composting, and renewal that makes sustained beauty possible. Your consciousness is developing this master gardener's eye that finds wonder and meaning in the complete process of authentic living.